Hi, this is Amy with Santosha Yoga of Texas, and welcome to another Chair Yoga for Seniors session. Today we're going to be doing some yoga stretches along with some functional movement training skills using a yoga therapy ball. These balls are about 8 to 9 inches in diameter and can be purchased online from many retailers such as Walmart or Amazon or some of your local sporting good places. If you just search for either 8 or 9 inch therapy ball or 8 or 9 inch Pilates ball, you should be able to find one. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to remind everyone to please always be sure to consult your physician before beginning this or any exercise routine. So let's go ahead and start by sitting back in our chairs, relaxing our shoulders, bringing our hands either to our laps or down by our side, whichever's most comfortable, and closing our eyes. Take some slow, deep breaths in and out through your nose. Bring your awareness to your chest, rising as you inhale, and relaxing and falling as you exhale. Allow yourself to gradually begin to clear the chatter in your mind, bringing more and more of your awareness to your chest and to your breath. And now on your next exhale, gently lower your chin downward towards your chest, holding for a moment, allowing to stretch the muscles along the back of the neck. Gradually opening your eyes and lifting your head back up to a level position. Let's go ahead and sit away from the back of our chair a little bit, starting to engage and keep the core engaged as we move through our different exercises and stretches. I'm going to start by stretching the neck and just lowering the right ear down towards the right shoulder, stretching the opposite side of the neck. As soon as you start to feel that tension, just pause right where that tension starts. You don't want to push it to the point where it's painful. And then raise the head back to center, and then drop the other ear down. And lift back up to center. Let's go ahead and drop our arms down by our side. We're going to alternate shrugging our shoulders, starting and lifting the right one, and drop it down. And now lift the left, and drop it down. Inhale, lift both, and relax. Right, left, both together, and down. Right, left, both together, and down one last time. Right, left, together, and relax. Bringing the hands where you can see them, fingertips go up towards the sky, and then flexing as far down as you're able to go without pain. Fingertips up, and then flex the wrist. Breathe in, exhale. Two, last one. Now let's relax the arms back by the side. Take the right arm out, deep breath in. Exhale, folding to your left. Feel a stretch along the side of the body. Gaze up at the elbow if you'd like, or keep the head level. Inhale, rise, come back to center. Switching to the other side. Breathe in as you lift. Exhale as you fold, and then breathe freely as you're holding the stretch. Inhale, come back up. Now let's go ahead and bring the elbows to a bent position. Again, we're going to circle the arms outward, inhaling. Nice big breath in. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more big breaths. Last one. Deep breath in. And exhale. Now relax the arms back down. Moving our awareness down to our feet. Let's alternate lifting the right heel and the left toes, and then switch to the other side. Left heel, right toes. And both feet back down. Now we're going to do a little syncopated pattern just to kind of wake our brains up. So we're going to step out to the right, out to the left, back in from the right, in from the left, and then 2 heel raises. Right, left, lift, lift. Right, left, lift, lift. Keep going. Two more sets. And last set. Now take your right heel out in front of you, lengthen your spine, sit up nice and tall. We're going to hinge from our hips, bringing our sternum forward, feel the stretch in our hamstrings. It's the back side of the leg. Relax the neck. Take some slow, deep breaths in and out through our nose. And inhale, lift our chest back up to center, slide your foot in. Switch to the other side, deep breath in, lift up. Exhale as you fold forward. And slowly come back, bring the foot back in. All right, so let's go ahead and keep the hands on the lap, breathing into cat and cow. So we're going to inhale, first lifting to cow. We're going to open across the chest by sitting up nice and tall, pulling the shoulder blades slightly together behind the back and letting the hips tip backwards. You've got a little natural curve to your low back. Breathe in, lift the chin just slightly, not a whole lot. And then as you exhale, take those shoulders and scoop those hips forward and pull the belly button towards the spine, stretching back. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. One final time. And come back to center. Going to be working our range of motion now with our arms. So we're going to start with the right arm. Take a deep breath in, lifting up as high as you're able to go without pain. And now exhale, slowly lower down. Switching left side, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now you might find as you're raising your arm up that it just stops. There's no pain associated, but it won't go completely upright. That is completely fine. We all have a bone up here in our shoulder area called the acromion process. And for different people, the shape of the bone is slightly different. Some people have a more rounded front edge, and so when they're lifting, they hit that front edge of the rounding of the bone, and that's as far as they'll go because bone is coming into contact with a little connective tissue, of course, but kind of trying to put two solid objects together. You can't push it past where that connection is. And so don't get discouraged. Just know that that's the way that your body is made, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it as long as you're moving, you're working those muscles, maintaining fluidity and range of motion, and being able to continue to do the normal things that you enjoy in your life. Let's do one more each side. Now we're going to go out to the side just halfway, and exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, lift halfway up, palms face up, palms rotate face down. Four, three, two, last set. Now we're going to engage in a little gentle twist, so let's bring both hands to the outside of the right leg. We're going to breathe in, lengthen the spine and the core first, and then just allow yourself to open your chest slightly, rotating the shoulder a little bit more, and just gazing straight to the side. And now slowly rotate back to center. Both hands to the left side. Breathe in. Open the back shoulder. Gaze to the side. And rotate. Come back to center. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our therapy ball. Bring both hands onto the ball, working grip strength first. We're just going to squeeze into the ball and exhale, release. Squeeze in, exhale. Four, three, two, last one. Now bring your right hand on top of the ball, support the ball in your left hand. We're going to give the ball a firm squeeze on the top only. It's just kind of resting in the bottom hand. And give it a little quarter twist like you're trying to open a jar. And then adjust your hand placement, squeeze firmly again, and twist. Squeeze, twist, squeeze, twist. 4, 3, 2, last one. Switch and bring the other hand on top. Squeeze and quarter turn away from you. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're going to work our bicep muscles. So let's bring that ball out away from the chest, making sure we have a nice straight line from our hand through our wrist to the forearm. We want to make sure that we're not flexing like this because that would not work the biceps. What we're doing then is just increasing pressure on our wrist flexion. So we want to keep the wrist straight. Breathe in, and then as you exhale, you're going to push firmly into the ball, again, keeping those wrists straight. Inhale, relax. Exhale, press firmly into the ball. Deep breath in, relax. Exhale, press. Three, press. 2, last one. Now bring the ball a little bit closer to your chest. If you have difficulty gripping the ball just single-handed, you can release the ball and just do this without the ball in your hands. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate with the ball, however. So you're going to alternate passing the ball across the chest or just reaching out to the side with an open hand and bringing the hands shoulder width distance apart. Works a little bit on our external shoulder rotation each time that we're reaching out. 2 more sets. And last one. All right, now we're going to move into what's called a tricep dip. These are the tricep muscles. We're going to start with the ball either overhead, or if that's not possible, you can bring the ball diagonally in front of you, stopping where you need to, still maintaining a pain-free range of motion. We're going to bend at the elbows, dropping the ball either behind the head, or if you're in front of your head to start out with, you're going to drop your ball towards your forehead. Bend and straighten. Exhale as you let the ball drop. Big breath in as it lifts back up. Last one. And come back to center. Now let's take the ball and bring it in between the thighs. Feet are firmly planted on the floor, core stays actively engaged. Just relax the arms down by our side. We're going to start with a breath in. And just like when we push the hands together, we're going to squeeze the thighs together and engage the core as we exhale. Inhale and relax. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, relax. Two more times. Last one. Now let's take the ball down in between our ankles. We're going to do some alternate leg lifts. We need to keep the core actively engaged. Try to keep the legs stable in their alignment. So as you start to lift this right leg up, making sure the knee is still kind of tracking up and down and not over-rotate the knee out to the side. So lift up and down. Keep that core actively engaged. A little bit of inward pressure on the ball as you lift each time. You're going to feel those quadricep muscles engage right here. And also feel the engagement of your calf muscles, because as we're lifting, we're keeping the foot flexed. 2 more sets. Last one. All right, now go ahead and let your ball drop all the way down to the floor. We're going to work on ankle flexion and extension, followed by inversion and eversion. Fancy words, but basically we're working through the range of motion on our ankle. So flexion is toes up, extension is toes down, and then we're going rotating towards the arch of the foot, and then the lateral edge or pinky toe edge of the foot. So here we go. Roll your heel out, pull it back with your toe, heel, toe. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now inversion and eversion, arch and lateral edge of the foot. Notice I'm isolating the majority of the movement just to the ankle. There's a little bit of movement in the lower leg, but I'm trying to make the majority of the movement come from the movement of the foot and the ankle. 3, 2, last one. Come back to center. Switch and bring your other foot on top of the ball. Make sure your free leg is grounded firmly so you don't lose your balance. Roll heel and toe. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now roll from side to side. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. All right. Now we're going to take the ball, we're going to set it carefully off to the side of our chair so that it doesn't interfere with our work. We're going to come to a standing position. I'd like to encourage you to use your chair as a tool. Use it as much as you need to. If you need to do all of your work behind the chair with 2 hands on it for support and for balance, please do so. If you feel a little bit more confident, maybe going to one hand. If you feel very secure in your balance and you'd like to try some of these exercises without holding onto the chair, that is your decision to make. But again, knowing what is best for you and giving yourself permission to utilize this as a tool. So we're going to start with a few heel raises, activating our core, not just pulling the belly button in, but really finding our pelvic floor, kind of pretending it's a zipper, zipping all the way up towards our diaphragm. And then I'm going to kind of spread those toes nice and wide. Now, if you have diabetic neuropathy, everything that we do standing, I'd like you to do in well-supported shoes with a good, firm sole and base. You also, if you have neuropathy, should at the very least keep at least one hand on the chair. We want to make sure that there's that added support just in case you lose balance. Let's inhale, slowly lift onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And down. And release. Now, I want to share a little breathing exercise. A lot of times we start to experience being stressed out, especially right now. This is being shot during the COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of us start to feel a little overwhelmed. So there's a nice little breathing exercise that you can do just a few times to kind of release that stress. I've modified it specifically for senior populations. In a traditional yoga setting, it might be done a little bit more aggressively. This is a lot more gentle, but still provides that same release. So we're going to take 3 breaths inward and then 1 big breath out. And as we're breathing in, we're going to lift our arms a little bit at a time. So breathe in, and then exhale. Small breaths in, and then big breath out. 2 more times. Last one. All right, good job. Now, I'd like you to go ahead, take a hold of your chair to start with. You start to do this, you feel super comfortable, then you can let go. But we're going to abduct and adduct our leg. Fancy terms for making it move away from midline and then back towards midline. Starting with our right leg, we can bring our free hand to our hip, or we can hold on behind the chair 2 hands. Lifting out, notice my toe isn't externally rotating, I'm just keeping the toes pointed forward. There's going to be a finite amount of space that I'm able to lift my leg with my feet facing forward. 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, let's switch to the other side. Hands to the waist, out and back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. All right. I don't know about you, but that kind of makes my hips a little bit tight. So we want to release that tension from the hips by doing some deeper stretching. Again, this can be done behind the chair. If you want to stay upright and keep the chest upright, you can do so, just holding onto the chair, bending and straightening. I want to take a fairly wide stance. By taking a wide stance, you're allowing your hips to track in line with your shoulders, just straight down and straight up, and you're not putting excess weight over the knees. If we're really close together and we're going down and up, putting a lot more weight and pressure into the knees. By widening our stance, we're allowing a little openness to our hips, and we're allowing our weight to sink down between our legs instead of out over the knees. Now my feet are not fully turned out. They're semi-turned out. So it's not straight forward and it's not straight out, kind of halfway in between. Then you can bring your hands to your hips, or you can hold on to the back of the chair, and we're just going to exhale and sink down. Notice my upper body is staying right in line with my hips. Exhale down. Inhale up, keeping that core actively engaged. Deep breath up. Three, two, last one. All right, and then you can kind of toe heel, bring your feet back underneath your shoulders again. Just kind of shake everything out. We're going to do a modified forward fold with the support of the chair. This allows you to have some freedom to fold forward but still feel supported, and also avoid going too far forward where you may experience dizziness. A good rule of thumb, if you tend to have any blood pressure issues or vertigo or anything that makes you dizzy, is to keep your head either at heart height or above heart height if you choose to fold forward. Also remember to continue to breathe as you're folding and come up slowly. And if at any point as you're rising up, things tend to get a little off balance, pause right where you are, take a few deep breaths. Let your body and your heart catch up with the kind of distributing that oxygenated blood throughout the body, and then continue up when you're able. So we're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, hinge from your hips, folding forward, maybe bring fists to the chair. If you feel like you can go a little bit deeper, maybe softening the elbows slightly. We're just going to hold the stretch. Taking some slow, deep breaths in and out through our nose. Feeling our hamstrings, the back of our legs are stretching, as well as our erector spinae muscles along our low back. Slow, deep breaths. Inhale, take your time. Walk the chest back up nice and slowly. And then when you're ready, come back around facing the front. All right, let's bring both hands down by our side if we feel able to. Just going to take a deep breath in, sweeping both arms up towards the sky. Feel that length of your entire torso. If you're feeling off balance, maybe just do one hand and then bring the other one down and switch. We're going to hold for just a moment, reaching out through our fingers, grounding down through our feet, keeping the shoulders relaxed. And then exhale, slowly bring the arms back down. Okay, for balance today, let's go ahead and we're going to do our legs slightly off to the side. If you'd like, you can kind of start with that hand on the chair or two hands. We're going to take our foot kind of diagonally out from midline. We're going to flex the toes, extend one arm down, unless you need to hold with two hands. Flex your toes away from the floor. If you feel comfortable playing with your balance, maybe move from a grip to a fingertip on the chair. If you feel really secure and like to challenge yourself, you can release both hands, knowing at any time you can drop those toes right back down to the floor if you need to. Your quadriceps should feel actively engaged. Your calf muscle is engaged as well. Your core is zipped up and you're still breathing. If you find that you're pursing your lips or tucking your lips under like this, smile instead. It's really hard to hold your breath if you smile. And release back down. Shake out both legs for a moment. Coming to the other side of the chair if you need to. If you don't need the chair, just bring that toe out. Same arm as leg. If you want to use the chair or the wall, you can use it. Flags away. Activate the core. Slow, deep breaths. And toe back down. Again, shake everything out. Good job. All right, let's make our way back down to our chair. Just a few more stretches. Want to make sure, especially if we find ourselves during the pandemic sitting a whole lot, that we really be mindful of taking moments to stand and move around, but also to be mindful of taking moments to stretch our glutes and our hips. A lot of times low back pain tends to start because of tightness back here. So you can always take a nice wide stance, sit up nice and tall, exhale, come forward slightly with the chest, slow deep breaths. This is really good, stretching into the hips, stretching the inner thighs. And slowly come back up. Now another stretch that you can do if you do not have hip injuries or a knee injury, you can do a little crossover. You can also modify this crossover if you may have a little knee pain, but it's not extreme if you keep that leg low. So a low option would be to cross here, sit up tall, exhale, come forward. Or if you'd like, crossing over the thigh, letting the knee relax, holding here, maybe coming forward a little bit, but be mindful as you do this. If you're choosing to come forward, if you start to experience any discomfort in your knee, come back up. Don't risk that deep compression causing an injury. And now switching to the other side again, either choosing to come low and let the hip just rotate to a natural open position, or coming up a little bit higher, hinging if you can do so safely without pain. And notice that my foot, as it's coming across, it's resting on my thigh, not my kneecap. Want to keep it always on soft tissue and away from joints. And come back up. Now let's cross the right leg over the left. Take that opposite arm across the body. Sit up tall, deep breath in. We're going to open into a gentle twist, not too far, maybe just about halfway, gazing out at our fingertips. Exhale, come back around, uncross the legs, switch to the other side, opposite hand comes across. Big breath in, rotate from your waist, let it spiral up the rib cage. And exhale, come back around to the front. Walk both feet onto the floor. Stitch your hips all the way back against the back of your chair. Now, if you have an exercise ball, this is a little treat that you can give yourself. You can bring the ball to your lumbar spine. That's that natural kind of curve to the low back. Push it against the back of the chair. You can rock from side to side. Give yourself a little back rub. After you've done that for a minute or so, you can take the ball, you can roll it up a little bit higher in between the shoulder blades. This is also something, if you're feeling a lot of tightness, you can get right next to a wall doing the same thing. Think about a great big old grizzly bear scratching an itch against a tree. You can use that ball to kind of massage into that tight tissue. And come back. Now you can keep the ball behind you if you'd like, or you can set the ball off to the side. Sit all the way back in your chair. Bring your hands to your lap. Close your eyes. Start to deepen your breath again. Full deep breath, having the intention to completely fill the lungs. Exhaling deeply, having the intention to empty the lungs. Deep breath in, inhale. Exhale fully. As you continue to take your full deep breaths, taking a moment to cultivate a sense of gratitude for all the hard work that your body has done for you today. I'm grateful for our arms and our hands, for everything that we're able to hold on to or squeeze tightly. Grateful for our torso, allowing us to twist and move, to lean over and to stand tall. Grateful for our hips, allowing us to pivot, allowing us to relax when we sit, bearing the weight of the upper body. Gratitude for our legs and our feet. Every step that we take through life. For our brain, for the wonderful sensations that we experience every day. For the smell of rain on a summer day. The sensation of cool grass underneath your toes. The sounds of birds singing outside. The visions of a clear blue sky. And the taste of some of our favorite foods. Let's take one more deep breath in, having a sense of gratitude for our heart and our lungs. Without even having to think, they literally power our body. On your next exhale, lower your chin downward towards your chest. Take a moment to reconnect with your entire body by wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. Opening our eyes and lifting our heads back up to center. Let's bring our hands together, rubbing our palms for a moment. Reconnect with your arms by running your hands down the outsides of your arms, and with your legs, running your hands downward. Bring our hands back together. Thank you so much for spending this time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. If you like this video, I encourage you to check out our other videos on YouTube, following the channel Santosha Yoga of Texas, and Santosha is spelled S-A-N-T-O-S-H-A. Have a great day.